Well, back in the shop again. And as the last video showed, I had these finished off. And I'm just kind of going to take a file and take some of the edges and burrs off. I was deburring this hole down here a little bit, but I'm going to be doing that further. Back in a sec. Yeah, just kind of like that. Just to take, I already did these a little bit. Just to, so when you handle it, it's not so, you know, the edges aren't so sharp in places. Right in here. Kind of hard to get in there. But you can just kind of take the edge off a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I took the edge off of most of them, but you just want to kind of clean it up. So when you paint it and everything, you handle them, or your hand goes up there, you reach up to pull yourself up onto those little steps on the side of the Jeep. Right here. These little steps, you reach up, you're not reaching up into stuff that is razor sharp. Because when you machine stuff, it's nice and square and looks great and everything, but the edges are like a knife. And, you want to make sure that you make it creature friendly, so you're not jumping up and grabbing something and you end up having to go to the hospital to get stitches. That's not a good plan. So I'll go over all these parts like that. And make sure they're, you run your hands across it. And it doesn't feel like there's huge burrs. It's sharp as a razor. You don't want that. And chances are you're not going to be reaching up. That's all. You just want it. Yeah, you just want to make sure you just clean. Clean the edges up just like that. Just go along any part that you're working on, machining. When you're done, go over it. Go over it and run your hands over it. I guess is what I'm saying. Run your hand over the part, and it should be friendly. It should feel like, oh, okay. You run your hand over it, and it's biting you. Well, it could really bite you one day. It could really bite you one day when you least expect it. Maybe you're out in the trail or something. Maybe you're way out in a bush and you're, getting camp set up and you reach up and you just happen to put your hand up there with that intermediate bracket is, which is these are. The bracket is here on the, mounted on the, you know, on the rack, roof rack, but you just want to make it creature friendly. You'll thank yourself at a later date when you do reach up and you don't pull back and have a big gash in your, you just run your fingers. Here's a spot there. This one, I'm just going, trying to take, some of these spots are really hard to get into. And I could get a little die grinder with a thing and go around it, but by the time I set all the air tools up and get the hose out, and you know, I should probably get a Milwaukee battery operated one. And that's the way to go. I mean, I've got air tools, but man, I use those Milwaukee. I use those Milwaukee battery operated jobs, man. They talk about convenient. You know, you always got a spare battery charging, so it's not like you're gonna run out. You know. Yeah, that's just take that. Sometimes it can be so sharp, it's unbelievable. So sharp. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm just going around and, you know, making sure this stuff. So anyway, I'll be back in a sec. Another thing you can do too is once you when you hit it with the file, you can go over this deburring tool. Just like that. And that really makes a difference. Gotta be careful. You don't slip like I just did. You end up gouging your hand with the deburring tool, which isn't a good idea. But yeah, it'll do spots like in here. Sometimes you look down and you're doing something down here and you think the camera, you know, you have to hold everything up so the camera can see it. But yeah. Yeah, just get the deburring tool on there, and but it's good to hit it with a file first. That feels. Somebody get this down. Take that off there. And you get the idea. But these are the brackets. And this is kind of how they're gonna work up here. It's gonna sit like that. And then the awning bolts to that. And on the milling machine, as you saw, I was kind of having problems the other day with the milling machine, but I milled this notch out just to give me a bit more clearance. And it was some pretty heavy milling on this thing, or I was actually I could have done it in light passes, but I was doing it in heavy passes, and it actually knocked the milling vise out from under these clamps. I should have 4 clamps, I only have 2, because a lot of times I'm doing light milling and aluminum, but this was a little heavy with a big, you can see that big bit there. That's a good size bit. I was taking some good chunks out of there, and it actually blew the vise out of the clamps. So I reclamped it, squared it up, and I started taking lighter cuts, which I should have been doing. I don't know. Yesterday was a a bad day at BlackRock in the machine shop. The milling machine was acting up on me a bit. The switch, which is bizarre. I just kind of cleaned all that. I may have to mess with that some more. It's a good little machine. You know, it's just a light hobby machine. It's not a big, heavy industrial job. So when you do stuff, you want to make lighter cuts. I was like doing the whole width of that big end mill, and she was just shaking. I had everything screwed down tight as far as the machine goes, but I obviously didn't have these hold down clamps tight enough, and I thought I had them reefed down pretty tight. I did after that slipped like that, but anyhow, I think I'm rambling. So I'm a rambling man. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue cleaning these up, and we'll be back. And that's it. That's them deburred. Now I'm going to just test fit with the awning. That'll be the next step, is to test fit with the awning. And yeah, test fit with the awning, put it up there, mount the awning. See, you know, the door is going to clear, because I already figured that out. Was my big worry, that this mounted on here, that the door wouldn't clear the bottom of the awning, but it does. It clears it. So, and I also made these sit a bit higher. In other words, where I drilled this hole is lower, so it comes into contact with that, and you know, keeps that up, yeah, than this one. And I figured it's about I forget the measurement, the difference is that's basically 42 millimeters from the edge of the hole. Yeah, I made it just over 2 millimeters more, so it'll be up 2 millimeters more. And it doesn't matter anyway, because these it's slotted, so I don't have to be right at the bottom of that. So my challenge was to mount the awning, and not have it go up too high, so it'll still fit in the garage, which I've checked, and there's a lot of distance. So I can clamp that thing up here, down there, it doesn't really matter. So there was, you know, the doors have to open on the Jeep without interfering, obviously. And then it's got to clear to come in the garage. But I was worried, because it's quite a bit wider, the new awning, how it sits. Like, it's basically, you know, it's basically that wide compared to, it's this wide compared to the old awning, which is, you know, this wide. Basically, it's, you know, it's right in here, so it's quite a bit wider. It hangs down more. So I was thinking, is that going to clear the door? And if it's up high, is it going to be able to clear coming in the garage? So like I said, I got to get a new place with a shop, because this is ridiculous that I can actually drive the Jeep in with it loaded with stuff. Like, I need the door clearance needs to be another 2 feet. So it's a, I don't know, it's an 8 foot or 9 something door. I need like a, yeah, I need, anyway. Plus I need more out the back too. It's, as you can see, it's pretty cramped in here. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, so we'll get back in a minute. Well, there it is mounted. It's not completely done though, because I have to and there's the brackets. You can see I got the one in the foreground there. I'm gonna have to the one right here. That one, that bracket right there. I'm gonna have to move it one rung that way. The other one I thought I was gonna have to move 2 of them, but I don't, just gotta move 1. So I'll be back in a second. So there it is in a nutshell, I guess. I have to move this bracket to this rung right here from this one. But these, and you can see all the brackets that I made. So I just have to undo 3 nuts and lift it off to get it off. But yeah, so that's all I have to do now. Is take this one off, move it over here. I gotta just drill a hole. Yeah, drill 1 hole right there. I may have to clearance this piece of plastic. There's a plastic shrouder. I may have to just clearance that a little bit. And then it's done. And at the 90-degree bend, when you fold the awning out, it covers the back, it's in the right spot. Even if it isn't, I can slide it up and down a little bit. And it's the door's open. It's perfect. Yeah, all my donculations worked out, so yeah, it's good. Like I said, I just gotta get my air ratchet and the right sized tools here, and get this off, drill that, and move it, and then it's mounted. That is done. The new 270-degree awning is mounted. So we'll catch you later.